I'm very excited to have you, Jasmine, with me, and to have you, Daman, in different places of the world. And you just have to tell where you are. It's so exciting yourselves. I'm very honored, and it's such a great support in this birthing of the book to have you with me to share some very beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, I feel very, I'm very, I feel this sense of joy and excitement, and this, you did it, you know, I saw the cover of the book and I looked through it and I'm like, this is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to be here to support this birthday. It's very inspiring. Yes.
Yes, that's great. I love that energy.
Yeah.
If I can ask you to introduce who you are and where you are, maybe, and possibly how we met, could be interesting. And
Mhm.
so maybe your first reflection of having seen now just a little bit of the book.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so perhaps I'll start then. So I'm Yasmin,
Mhm.
and I am in Ibiza currently. So this is home for now, and I know Matilda. I know you, love, from Iceland. It was my first trip to Iceland,
Mhm.
and I met you, and I was a co-facilitator in an ISTA training that you had organized.
Mhm.
And I remember, I think it was the first time you had organized a training, and it was a huge success. And I think I said to you, Matilda, you have a way that whatever you touch somewhat just turns to gold, or there's a sense of creation and of a birthing of, and it was a very, very successful training. And it had, and I feel the same now that I'm here, because I feel that whatever you create fully with all of you, and you manifest things and you birth them and you bring them into the world. So I want to support that right now.
Oh.
Yes. And from what I've seen in the book, it was so on point, because just a few days before I was feeling, what would it be like if I was in a constant state of feeling pleasure? What would my life be like? And so I've been in that experiment
Mm.
this week, from everything from waking up, and the first thing is feeling myself in the body and feeling pleasure to breathe, pleasure to be, pleasure to eat, pleasure to breathe. And then I read this chapter and it was exactly that. And I laughed. I was like, oh, thank you. Here's the reminder. And I want to support that, to infuse more into people's awareness that there is a way of being so in touch with the body,
Mm.
and that being a way to access this wonder of life in
Mm.
every moment by
Mm.
being in the moment. So
Mm.
that's what I read in that chapter, and I really loved
Yeah,
it.
beautiful. And we're going to share some more about it. But I love the also that it comes from many angles, the same message, you know. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yes.
Mm.
Doman, please.
Hi, so my name is Dom. I'm right now in Poland, and I also met Matilda in Iceland, when in Reykjavik, where I've been living for some time, and I think we met on a cacao ceremony. I think it was there was the, but I'm not really sure right now. My memory got a little blurry.
My first memory is that we had a hug on Glow, the restaurant.
All right, yes, that's true. That's true.
You were having a meeting with your co-workers, and we met there. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now I remember. Um, yeah, and the first glimpse of the book. Well, first of all, it's like I'm. It was very enjoyable to know that you wrote a book, because um, back then it was only like a half year ago, maybe a year ago. Uh, I didn't hear anything about it, and now it is brought to life, brought to existence, and it was very nice to see that it happened. And there was a few these kind of tiny points where I felt like I felt that what you're writing is actually what you're living and what you're this is like the pure experience, like vivid, and the word would be kind of juiced out from you, from you. So I really felt that, and yes, you felt
That's,
it.
that's
You
really
had a lot of fun having it, and many other probably sort of feelings and emotions and sensations. Uh,
that's a great start.
that's a great, yeah.
That's a great
And
start.
I'm very eager to jump into the next part so we can really get into some juicy details.
Yes, we will do that. We will do that. I also want to mention that we also connected and I trained with you the acro yoga
Yes,
and
yes.
conscious movement and all this, which and for example, our conversations with your spouse also, you know, that we had all these were our pieces into me defining kind of different, you know.
And contact improvisation
Yes,
also. Yeah.
also, yes. It's all about the sensing and being present. So it's so much that is connected. Yeah. Beautiful. That was a beautiful, some beautiful introduction. So we're going to share some more. And I'm just honored to have you. Thank you so much this far. So beautiful. We're going to continue to share some. And you have peeked into the book now in the chapter, which is called number 25, Foreplay and Touch. Yes, foreplay and touch. So what is this about, and what does it, you know, the words, what does it evoke, and thoughts and reflections, and where should we start?
This what I loved about the opening the chapter was the sense that everything in life can be foreplay if you're present and attuned and awake enough to receive that. So, and again, it's everything from breathing to eating to showering. And you mentioned quite a bit like the deliciousness of food or water or anything that kind of also touches the lips. So this sense of really being there with it all and slowing down. And I felt even you writing the chapter was foreplay in the way you wrote it, and that there's no particular way where to go. It's just the gentle unraveling and rolling of the words on the screen and the way they flow out of you. So it almost felt like there was just like this pouring of you, and it was just while you were completely in the absolute pleasure of just the revelation of what's going to come out of you. So I feel that was just that's just like the first beginning of it.
That's a very
I'm already feeling
and that's a very, you know, it completely resonates because that's how it has become, the writing, which I had no access to before, but the whole describing something has been that I mix the bodily sensation while I'm, so it's like you know, bringing together and mixing in a way that I had no idea, will anyone be able to read this? I don't know what happens, but it's been beautiful, you know, like poetry or just like being in the flow of sensing while unraveling something.
Yes.
Well, for me, it was kind of reminded me from the other side, actually, that some many years ago, when I kind of woken up to the moment and I started to kind of unravel what is this kind of, you know, here and now thing. And I remember that the first encounters of months and years were pretty hard. It was very actually hard for me to stay present and attuned. It was very kind of tiring because all of the thoughts on all of the actions I was used to were always pulling me from the moment, from the here and now, I guess. The sensing and just breathing and just being where I was. And then that was it just, and when I read it, I felt that you were strongly into this, and that actually got me thinking that it's not so easy, and very often it's very there's so many distractions and so many things keeping me out from that. Even now I'm kind of changing place, moving, and carrying a lot, doing this and getting the furniture, cleaning the house, and there's tons of stuff, and I already feel that I'm kind of my this tension is rising in me, even though I'm not really super stressed, but and that
that's a fantastic description, because that's also kind of the aim, because my body has not always been this way. So the book is about kind of showing the journey that I have gone through. And for example, what I understand more and more is that sitting with people in coaching sessions, in office setting, but concentrating and being present for a whole hour with another person, all these hours that I have done has, for example, been part of my training, which have trained me to be in this, so today I can stay present. It's like muscle to be present, to have the attention on the inside. It's the muscle that have grown with me,
needs to be trained all the time. And actually, like a muscle, when trained, it allows me to do more and just feel more in this, just be more. And that's really nice. But the one key thing, actually, one piece of a sentence, or maybe it was just even a full sentence, was that exploration is so sexy. And that really got me, and that really struck this inner chord, because all my life I am a very curious person, and curiosity is my kind of an engine. And curiosity leads to exploration. But at the same time, this in this context of sexuality, sex, and intimacy and love, this is also like this strong feeling and keeping this kind of what you wrote, this awareness, this kind of piercing awareness of exploring another person and myself in this moment, that okay, maybe I think, or maybe I kind of am in a state where I know the person already many years, but actually with my attention, with my piercing presence, I can get immediately to a point of total exploration. And what is this like piece of skin? What is this pulsation, rhythm? What is this here and now happening? So that was exploration.
Yeah, I love that, and I love how you explain it. I was going to ask, what does that mean for you? But you came with that, and I love because that's also been a question. Doesn't it become boring? With having meeting daily the same bodies? But in my experience, when I am present, the moment is new. It has never happened. So it has never happened. What's happening is never, it's like a sensation in the moment. So, yeah.
Actually, right now I'm reaching this point of my life where I actually am really feeling and enjoying this, that the moment will never happen again, that this moment will never, whatever I do, this moment will never happen again, because, you know, in my like teen years, high school and later, I wasn't even thinking about it, or even if I was, I kind of felt, all right, I can like probably have this moment again, or copy this moment again, or just, you know, meeting friends again. But actually this very moment in this constellation will never happen again.
We're so lucky to be right here, right now.
Yes, we are. We are.
Beautiful.
But, yeah, just making a point that totally reminds me of the words of my mother, who, when I was a child, she used to say that when I said that I'm bored, for example, and she replied that only boring people are bored.
Oh, that's a very sharp one.
That's a show. But it really got me. And all right, so what can I do not to be bored? And this attention, this like getting into the present moment, because the present moment is the only thing what is. And it's how can I be bored being and feeling and being this and being here in this place?
It's possible. You know, it's if
Yeah.
you, when you're present, it's so much to be present to.
Yeah, there's so much going on all the time.
Jasmine,
Yeah.
you want to connect?
Yeah, I'm listening, and I think the part for me that really struck me was when you said, when I'm not in that moment, then I feel like I'm rotting or dying or something. That was a very, it was an intense word to use, but I felt the truth of that, because I've been exploring the whole process of what aging actually is, and this almost this fear in society to age, to get old, and somewhat the whole aging process is all you're decaying to death, and basically you're worthless. And there's a tragedy to that, I feel, when I feel into it. And yet the premise of life that's in these words is, you are ageless. You are worthy of this incredible pleasure, beauty that does not know age. It's not in our, society and the representation of youth as that is beauty. Beauty is that which we feel and sense in every passing moment and are awake to it, to the sensations of that. And I felt there's such a deep promise to that. And that's something that I choose also so deeply in my life to embody more, as I feel like I'm also on that journey of knowing that I'm not going back to, I'm aging. But in this aging, that doesn't mean that I'm becoming desensitized and becoming unworthy and becoming old or whatever all these terms are. No, actually, I can become fuller, more alive, more juicier with the wisdom that I've gained. And with that, really start to savor the moment, because that's all we have. And the moment where that's lost, it's like, I'm rotting, I'm decaying, which actually is what somewhat is happening in the body. But that life force, that aliveness, that pleasure, that in every moment I feel is the life, the premise of life that's there till you die. There isn't rotting or decaying. And I love that. And I feel there's something so dear to my heart to really embody that, but to be a voice for that. So I'm glad you're speaking of that, Matilda, and that it's time for beings to know that you are always capable, regardless of where you are in your cycle of time, to receive this. It's your birthright, and it's time to do that. And that touches me so deeply, and to see you so embodying that, is as a mother who has kids and they're older, and you're like, it doesn't stop here.
That's what, so, what I reflect to when you speak is, I have had 4 children. They're adults almost.
Yeah.
And I have never felt sexier, more sensual, experienced more bliss. And I don't see it like being less, it's rather that the training of life, like you say, the experience of what everything that life brings you if we use that wisely in allowing pleasure in, having pleasure on the agenda, having pleasure in everyday life, in all kind of ways we can just imagine, you know, it's like we allow for it. It's a wiser way. It's healthy, you know, it's like life energy, sexual energy, everything moving through the body, becoming alive, you know, the cells are kind of, you know, moving, you know, of aliveness. So
So that I feel is such a powerful statement and message alone, just and you embodying that, dear, and being a beautiful embodiment of that, you know, something so profound there.
And
Yeah.
it's amazing because I had no idea. You know, you have heard pieces of the story when we started this journey with a game, that my partner came and said, should we try this daily habit? And I said yes, and we did, and my body starts to open up in different ways. I had no idea. And then I started to ask around because I thought something was wrong. How can I train? Do people know what we're talking about here? So then I found ISTA. And if someone would have said that I could live as I do now, I wouldn't have believed it. You know, it's like so far away. The scarcity and all the contractions in the body, they were, wow, I feel it now when we talk about it. You know, yeah, so the book is to, I studied de-armoring and learned about that, and tantric massage also, and you know, more and more and more. So it's been my aim to support the experience, and it's really happening. So it's not only one way there, but there are many ways to supporting an even richer life experience, for sure.
Beautiful, Matilda. And what comes up is the word is that's a choice, you know, it's there. Every moment is like to choose, really. Are you going to allow yourself, give yourself the permission to say yes to that or not? And there's nothing wrong with saying no, but then you're just not in it, in the beingness, in the flow of the sensation of life itself. So yeah, I feel it's a moment-to-moment choice. And myself, when I'm in it, I'm fully in. And then now the more I'm in, if I'm not in, I feel it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm choosing other one. Wait, pooh, let's go back in. And then it's like, I'm back in. And it
Like
really is.
diving in, diving out.
Yeah.
Diving in, diving out.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm also in the exploration of, is it possible to dive in and actually say, I'm going to stay in this current? And I feel perhaps by making that choice in every moment where I'm there, I can say yes to it. But it takes a lot of self-worth to do that, and a lot of receptivity and allowing to give oneself the permission. And so yeah, there's something around self-worth, and I really feel your book is a journey to your own self-worth as a woman, as a being, as a sexual, sensual being who is deserving and allowing and celebrating this life and the pleasure of it. So yeah.
Dom.
Well, that gets me the self-worth, as you mentioned, Jasmine. That get me that it somehow in myself got me that, wow, for me this is about courage. But I guess the self-worth and acknowledging the self-worth and courage are going like two tracks on the same railroad, at least for me. And that you actually took this took this courage for you to give birth to this book, to share your very personal experience. And I guess for me personally, this is also what's the yeah, this is a kind of an inspiration to how can I give myself more openly, maybe not even give, but start from showing myself and sharing myself, and then giving myself. That this is about, this whole topic of vulnerability, and that there's gonna be people who gonna like always talk some rubbish about it, and like always. And how can I like stay present with that, not to armor myself from so-called bad emotion, or that something's gonna touch me, but to keep the heart open despite of the pain. That's I guess the key theme I'm aiming for here. Yeah. And this is yeah, right. I can even feel it right now. It's something touching me and moving on. And also a lot of things pop up immediately, like anger right now for me. Like, why did I wait so long? Is my internet all right?
Yes, it works fine.
It works fine. All right, just some message prompt up. Like,
tell me about the anger.
Yeah, like this anger, right? Like, why the fuck I did wait so long for this? Why didn't I do it before? And why I'm living in a place that like grabbed me and armored me so much, and this, but I know already that's how this armoring works, that I needed that, and to protect myself and so on. But still, there's like this yeah, this sadness and anger of this that and even now I know that in the future I'll still be doing that, because there's so many unconscious things going on in the body. Like the body is a bank of unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and so on. So there's going to be more and more and more, but these tiny things, these tiny openings, and like these tiny cracks in the armor of the heart.
Yes, and I love that. I also kind of love the anger, and I love the kind of, I had enough, or I see something new, what am I doing? But in a way, I'd love to, or I like to see it as we have not been wiser. We have not trained, we have not had the support, we have to kind of start just with ourselves, and there it all starts. So we have not had any support around. So it is like a journey that starts with the individual soul, kind of. It, only each and every individual can kind of say what level do I want to play at, how, but I also think that the reward is so fantastic, because the anger, like feeling all the dark feelings, they need to be there also, because if you don't feel the root and the anger and everything, you won't get to feel the bliss. In my, it kind of connects together. So if the strong dark feelings need to be present, to be able to go to the high light places. So I embrace that, really. That's how I think about that.
Well, yeah, for me, as I did like this bad emotion, it's because I don't really believe that there is such a thing as bad emotion. There might be unpleasant ones. If we hold on to them so much, they become very unpleasant. Or ones like anger, for example, that when I can't or don't know how to manage them, manage this, it overtakes me, and I might, when I was a kid, I used to, be so angry at everything, and I didn't even know why. And I used to go and, bust some furniture, or at some point they bought me a punching bag. So I used to, knock the shit out of that. But because I didn't know how to manage that. I didn't know what was it about, what message was there for me. So it's just learning about it, and one thing is the kind of course, that there need to be place for every emotion. We cannot separate one and only feel, okay, I'm just gonna feel this. But I feel there's like a under this there's another thing that it's not that I need to allow all of the emotion for only to feel the good ones. That even the anger, the sadness, sorrow, and fear, they all have a very sublime and very important messages inside. Like, for example, like just recently, I'm 35 now, and just recently I just learned what's sadness about. Why am I feeling sadness? And this was like, why the hell nobody taught me this in primary school? And this is like this journey that we're going, and this is scary, fantastic, blissful, scary, noisy, overwhelming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to connect into this somehow.
Wow, yeah, with doing the ISTA work, of course, as you know, it's like the power of our expression and giving voice and vibration and sound and movement to these energies in motion, which basically just want to move and there's the root to so much personal power and also a lot of integrity and a lot of like, here I am in my essence and my being. So I feel what you're sharing is, yes, there's all the pleasure and all the beauty, but really I feel the way that was accessed was probably through doing a lot of this deep work with your gut, with your base, with your root, and feeling what was there. And I feel like through vibrating the base of the body and really allowing that pent-up energy that's often there from childhood unexpressed to give it some sound, some movement, some vibration, then more energy can flow through the body. And so, yeah, it's not just pleasure. It's also sometimes needing to move through the discomfort to vibrate through that to get to even more ecstatic experiences. So yeah, I feel like that, and I don't know, I didn't read all the chapters, but I can imagine that that's also part of it, is the journey to that, which doesn't, it takes, sometimes it is about making space for the discomfort or the grieving that needs to happen, or the sacred rage that needs its space too in life. And I want to echo the word courage. I feel it takes tremendous courage to open up and voice, to be a voice for something that is often for many quite personal and secretive, and it's stored inside, and to share personal experiences like that is an act of deep vulnerability. But I feel it only through that act of complete self-love. It's like, I have to give all of me to be all of me, and in a way I think this book is you giving all of you so that you can be all of you. So yeah, there's a tremendous courage to that, and I feel it's also a statement of self-love. And regardless of what anyone or whatever response comes, I don't feel that even matters, because I feel such a liberation behind an act of doing that. So thank you for doing that for yourself more than anything.
That's so beautiful, and I'm kind of learning also. So I hear now the, like, allowing myself to be me is to freeing myself. It's that's, so the kind of harshness or the scariness or the challenge, it's really for me, in a way, for my process to see, can I stand if it's windy like this, or with the thunder and whatever, how can I hold myself at the next level, kind of. I wanted to connect to one piece that you said also about, I'm connecting to that, like being in a relationship over many years have of course opened to all possible conflicts and irritations and crises and you name it, and I'll have several stories, you know. Yeah, so the kind of embracing of, like, allowing the hard feelings, you know, like to allow them to be there, allow, like, to stay committed to, I'm going to be here and it feels shit, or, you know, like for a period of time while solving things, you know, that whole is like the most learning, you know, like living a workshop big time, you know, inviting that. If you want the easy road, don't stay in a relationship, kind of, don't to complete, you know, like that, in a way. That I connect to that in a way. Mm. 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 Mm.
Yeah, as I am sometimes saying, it's enough hard work to be in a kind of a good relationship with only with myself, and there's another person in that, so that's already like multiplies work tremendously.
Mm.
But yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah,
Mm.
thank you for this book. Uh, I was kind of scrolling the chapter foreplay and touch, and I like saw like, all right, how much is the content, and am I like here for reading 10 pages or how much, and I'm just seeing 3 pages. Okay, so that's quite a little, but at the end of the third page I was searching already for the next one, and where's the next one, where's the like more. So I felt this craving for more.
Well, that's beautiful, and the book is not large. It's a small book. It's just how it happened to be. So so it's but of some reason, this process with meeting you, for example, and inviting for these sharings, it's some kind of to help the whole process for me and for others, or something, to have this land in a beautiful way, to have many voices and stir up in a soft way, or it has like developed into very beautiful and very dear to have these sharings.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to anyone who's watching, get the book.
Yeah.
For me, reading that chapter was like an inner massage. I felt like I was just being massaged, and it was like an internal yumminess. So yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful. I maybe I need to use those words to send it out there. To read those words, it's like an inner massage of
Yes.
yumminess.
Juicy and yummy.
Woo!
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Actually, like this, personally, what for now at this point, as we're talking, what's the biggest fear for you about this book?
Well, I guess the biggest fear is so funny, everything, but it's that people won't love me, and I will go out of business, and I will be strange and be, you know, like this.
Ostracized. Now everybody will say, no, this person is out of the tribe.
Yeah, this person talks about funny things, and we cannot do that. We need to keep quiet and to go back into your box, kind of. That thing would probably be the worst thing. And also one piece which is really important to me, that is to have my family with me. So one part that is really scary, but I'm working very, very well with it, that is to have my closest people, family, all right with that this is happening. So I'm having very beautiful conversations with all the children and my spouse, and, you know, the closest people. That's like a terrible thing also, if that does not work, that can't happen, you know. Yeah, so I'm like prepared.
This was
Okay.
This was my second question. How is your partner, which I've also met,
Yeah.
David,
Yeah.
and your kids? How are all they
Yeah. We can
into
talk
this
another.
or
We
out
can
of
talk
that?
another. We can talk another hour about this whole thing, but it's beautiful conversations that we're having, and we like I'm getting closer to them. They're getting closer to me while I'm like opening up and sharing where this comes from, and asking for their support really, and getting the confirmation that they are supporting me in this. It's very, very beautiful. Yeah. So thank you for that question. We will start to complete now our sharing together. So any last reflections or words or anything before we finish? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I shared a lot, and I'm looking forward to coming back to Iceland at some point, and and seeing you again. And best of luck with all of this journey. It feels like a very beautiful turning, like a turning a new chapter in your own life, in your own book of life. And I'm very happy to be here and to support that. And yeah. Enjoy the ride, my love. Like really enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's such support to have you. You know, it's immense support to know about you. So I thank you for that very much. Yeah. Doman.
No, I guess everything is already here. I don't need to say more. I just need to ask my Paulina, who was also interviewed, to allow me to read the other chapter.
She's got another chapter. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a glimpse of 2 chapters. So whomever's seen this, I encourage you to get the book, because it's juicy, and I would say kind of wet, and with a lot of courage and love.
Of some reason I want to connect to the whole thing with like sending it away now. I feel like all the shame in the whole world is like going through my body. So I feel like aching, you know, in the body. So I constantly need to move around and know it to go through and share with you and do all kind of tricks to. So I feel like we're like moving a lot of grounds or linges of shame, kind of peeling off or. Wow.
Ah, yes.
Yes, and we need to like you know, we all know shame is such a big topic, and we need to go through it. We need to go through it in order to thrive, to connect, and yeah, and to just to love, just to be.
Yeah, or allow it to go through us and not stick, rather like a wind. Yeah, allow it to go through. Beautiful. We will finish here. So thank you so much, both Dom and Jasmine. Thank you for taking the time and your heart and to be co-journeying together. It's beautiful.